Renaissance fam, RenaissanceCam here back in effect. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, if y'all new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be alerted when these videos drop. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As I promised, I said I was gonna give y'all a garden tour once everything got to up and blooming, right? Everything did get up and blooming. It's kind of been a little bit pushed back as far as when I wanted to put it out, but this just makes it better because we have now a full-fledged functional garden. All right, I worked out all the kinks with this raised bed and everything. Still got a few things I need to do, but for the most part, we looking good out here. I don't want to keep y'all too long, but I do want to be very transparent about all of the things I had to go through when it came to dealing with this garden. Everything looks the part, but we definitely had some hiccups along the way. So I'm gonna be very transparent and share all those hiccups with y'all. I want to make sure that y'all don't make the same mistakes I did when it came to doing something like this. But yeah, we're gonna get right into the video. I don't want to hold y'all too long because we're losing a little bit of daylight out here. So I want to knock all this out before we actually make our harvest. All right, so I'm gonna take y'all through each thing that we're growing in our garden, and at the end we're gonna harvest everything, show y'all what I harvest, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, so starting with the first end right here, this is the far end. I had to actually build this shelf here to sit my cherry tomatoes on. As you can see, they're flourishing. We got them all trimmed down and pruned down, and we got all of our airflow able to escape, get through there, and push these plants up. All right, so I got some basil growing. The basil's not doing too well on this one. I don't know what happened. It's still alive, but I just need to figure out why the leaves are falling off. Probably overwatering, oversaturated with water. I need to get one of those soil tested things to make sure that, you know, I'm not drowning the soil, because I actually did do an irrigation system on here that I'll kind of explain a little bit of. But yeah, these cherry tomatoes are flourishing. We've gotten hundreds of them off already, and yeah, we'll move on to the next thing. These right here, my marigolds, they've gone out of control. I'm gonna have to trim them back some because I didn't think they'd get like this bushy. But they've done pretty well with, you know, pest control and making sure that everything, you know, has a fighting chance to grow. So right here I got my banana peppers. I've just recently bought these stakes, so I got to band these together to make sure they stand straight up, because they've been having some issues with leaning. We've been having a lot of extreme weather recently, so these things are starting to fall down a little bit, so I got to get something to brace these up. But we'll handle that after a while. Right here are all my bell peppers. I got yellow, green, red, and orange in the back, so I got to brace these up as well. I already put some of my stakes in, but I just got to make sure I keep these plants attached to the stakes so that they are able to, you know, strive up rather than out. All right. Right here I got my poblano pepper here, and we got sriracha in the back. I haven't gotten one that turned red yet. I'm not sure if they're supposed to turn red. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to turn red, but I haven't gotten one that turned red yet. They all stay green and then they turn dark green, so we got to figure that out. Hopefully they didn't scam me out of sriracha pepper, because I actually like those. As you can see, we got more marigolds, all bushy, going crazy. Still got to be trimmed back. I moved some of them around, but they still out of control. As soon as that water hits them, they get out of control. So right here I got all my hot peppers. These are my habaneros. In the back I got some jalapenos. This one right here is actually a Carolina Reaper, extremely hot, bunch of flowers on it. Think it's gonna do real well. Cherry bombs in the back. Most of these are cherry bombs over here. We got some ghost peppers right here. Those are extremely hot. We did those last year and they did really well. We got ghost peppers. We got cherry bombs back here as well. I did like 6 cherry bomb peppers. I don't know why I went so overboard, but they're a little bit, they can be a little bit dried out. You know, these don't need as much water as the rest of them, which is why a lot of the leaves are falling, because of the heavy saturation of water. So we got to fix that as well. Right here, this is my favorite section. We got our okra. I have some giant okra on this plant, on these plants. I got 6 of them. I got 6 okra plants. They've all got giant okra on them. I need to pull them off before they get, you know, extremely hard, because once they get hard, you can still eat them, but they're not as pleasant to eat, because they get crunchy, they get chewy, and it's just not as good as, you know, your smaller okra or whatnot. Right here, I got a giant black beauty eggplant on here. These are actually a new thing for me, right? So I've never grown eggplants before. It's my first time, and we actually have a very successful eggplant plant. All right, eggplant plant. We got a very successful one. We got a giant one on here ready to be picked, and we got a few more on there that's, getting nice and ripe for us as well. All right. So right here, I got my lemon tree. I honestly thought this thing was not gonna produce nothing because it was starting to, like, the leaves were starting to curl up, and I couldn't keep the bugs off of it, and I didn't see many buds when I first looked at it earlier in the year, and it was like, man, what did I do? Because I had a good little harvest last year, but something wasn't giving. So sure thing, I wait a little bit later, and I see another set of flowers coming in. I'm like, oh damn, we got more flowers coming in, so that means we're gonna have some lemons on here. So we got hundreds of lemons on here now, so I'm really excited about that because I love lemons. I use them with everything, whether it's teas, cooking, my fish, my seafood, all that stuff I use lemons with. So, and it's, you can use it to clean stuff with. So I keep my lemons. I love lemons. So right here we got some white eggplants. All right, these are actually new to me. I've never seen these before in person, but I've eaten some of them, and they're actually really good. All right, they turn brown real quick when you cut them up, kind of like a potato or apple, but they're really good. First time growing those as well. I got another one in the corner over there. I probably should have got 2 black beauties and 1 white just to see how they did, but I'm extremely surprised in the white eggplant. They did real good. Right here we got a basil plant. This is a sweet basil, and it's done pretty well compared to the one down there next to the tomatoes. It's done very well, and it's kept a lot of pests off these tomato plants. Now, speaking of tomatoes, we got some Black Prince tomatoes here. They're ready to be picked. I'm not gonna lie to you. They've bundled up, and honestly, one of them's rotten, but I was kind of trying to wait for a lot of things to get ready so we would have a successful, harvest video. But yeah, these are ready. A couple of them are probably a couple more days, but some of them are ready. So we're gonna get those off of here. And next door, we got our celebrity tomatoes. All right, now these have taken off, and it's insane. All right. I've never seen my tomatoes do this. I had some last year, but I had them planted lower, so I guess I didn't think they would get this tall and bushy at the top. But we got plenty of tomatoes on here. These are big, fat, nice, juicy red tomatoes, perfect for like sandwiches, And I'll probably blend up a lot of these to make like marinara sauce, stuff like that. And yeah, we got a few on here ready to be picked now. So those are ready to harvest. So lastly, in this corner right here, we got our cucumber plant. All right, these are the bush pickling cucumbers. They don't get that big. They get probably about 5 inches, but these are perfect for me because to me, cucumbers taste very similar, all of them. So I'd probably just use them to make pickles, cucumber salad, something small like that, and be just fine. I had to build this trellis. I actually welded this trellis together because I didn't want my cucumbers to grow out because I don't have the space like that. So I'd rather them go up and then hang down once they get, tall enough. We already have a few cucumbers growing on here. They're flowering. They were pollinated very well by the bees. So I'm really excited to harvest my first few cucumbers off of here. I've never grown cucumbers before, only because I didn't think I'd have the space to actually make things happen. But these are doing really well. I'm proud of these. So in our fence planter boxes here, we just planted some herbs in here. I removed some old cilantro that I had in here that was flowering real bad. But I put some dill in here. We got basil already growing. I think this is mint and parsley in this one. So hopefully the next few weeks we'll start seeing those pop up, and we'll have a lot more herbs because I love me a good herb. A good herb is crucial to every meal I make. I need a parsley, I need a basil, I need dill, I need all that stuff because that's what gives it that, next level brightness, right? And lastly, on the fence line, we got our last white eggplant here. These are some of the marigolds I moved. They're not doing too well, but they're still living. So hopefully, eventually those roots will wake up and start digging into that soil and continue to grow. But we got a few white eggplants on this as well. Just the more the merrier for me. So the more food I grow, the less money I gotta spend. You know what I'm saying? All right, so down here, this is like my miscellaneous bed with just a bunch of random different stuff in here. And it's all doing pretty well. All right, we got our rosemary right here. We got some purple bell peppers coming in. These are green onions, scallions, whatever you want to call them. We got some more of those celebrity tomatoes that I actually pruned off. I pruned off the suckers, and these actually are grown from the suckers right here. So they're doing pretty well. This is culantro, not cilantro, but culantro. It's extremely spiky, but it has a lot of flavor, just like cilantro. But yeah, I needed that because the cilantro, I've just not had a lot of good luck with cilantro lately. But this right here, it's foolproof. Like, you can't mess this up. Got some more of those marigolds in here just for, like I said, my pest control and whatnot. And like I said, I moved it from over there and it's still kicking. So like I said, we gotta wait for those roots to come in and we'll be good. And right here is my Tabasco peppers. All right, I'm gonna make the, the old-fashioned Tabasco sauce in the little small bottles with the vinegar and everything. I'm gonna make some of that once those start turning other colors. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. And y'all can't really see it, but these little pockets right here, I just planted some more herbs in here. So we got parsley, cilantro, dill, mint, all that stuff's gonna be in this bed as well. So we'll be able to, spread some things around. All right, guys, so I'm gonna give y'all the real. What would I do different and what did I do right? All right, so as far as the pros, love the setup. Picking weeds is a breeze. Everything's right in front of you. Harvesting is easy. It looks amazing as far as, adding an aesthetic to this yard. All right. But I love this. I love this setup, but there are some things that I wish I would have did different. All right. So as far as the distribution of the dirt, all right, I added a lot of logs in here at first, and I was having a lot of issues with drainage when it would rain, or say I would leave my sprinklers, my irrigation system on for too long. I'd have a lot of sinkage, so I would have to replace the dirt. Sometimes I would have to up-pot the plants and, replant them, transplant them, whatever you want to say. Add more mulch, add more topsoil, and I've done that maybe 2 or 3 times since I did it. So that was one of the issues I had. So if I had to do it different, I probably would add some sand or something in the bottom so it would kind of press that mass down instead of the dirt being able to just sink in between those cracks of those logs I put in there. So those are big logs I put in. Another issue that I didn't think I would have, that I haven't had yet, but a lot of people in the chat mentioned it, is that I should have put some type of mesh or like hardware cloth underneath my beds to prevent like those underground animals from coming up from underneath and then causing damage inside the bed. Haven't had that issue yet, knock on wood, but it's a potential problem that I could face, within, months or years, or however long it takes for those animals to kind of come from underneath and start causing their troubles. All right. So that's one thing I would do differently. My irrigation system is just one of those irrigation systems you get from Lowe's, and I kind of just ran it from a hose outlet around here, and I just punctured each of the individual lines in and added me a fitting on to kind of create that the supermarket spray. You know how they spray the veggies in the supermarket to keep them fresh? That was kind of my idea for it, but realistically, I didn't do as much research as I should have. I'm not a professional at this at all. I'm just a passionate gardener who's learning, on a day-to-day basis. I'm not, this know-it-all when it comes to gardening. I'm always looking for tips from other people, other gardeners, to kind of increase my harvest and the production of my garden. So one of the things I would have did is, and I'm still gonna do, is aim my fittings down toward the roots, so it's watering the root system rather than the leaves, because that's what's causing the leaves to fall off, is the fungus that it creates when you overwater the leaves. That's another thing I would do. As far as anything else, I can't really think of too much more. Maybe plant my tomatoes a little bit different so they're able to, grow taller, I guess, because I didn't really think about how tall the potential of my tomatoes could get, because they're actually starting to bush over the fence, and that could potentially be a problem. So I may have to build some type of trellis to make sure that they keep going up rather than over and out. So that might be another thing I have to look into. But other than that, man, I'm really, really proud of this garden. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. It's a real big part of my channel, and it's a real big part of my life. So I do want to encourage y'all, if y'all are thinking about getting into gardening, get into it, man. It's real, real rewarding. You know, it's relaxing. It's peaceful. You with God every day. Every time you come out here to check on stuff, it's like almost like these are my kids. I don't have any kids, but these feel like my babies. Every day I come out here, I check them. I make sure that they're fed. I make sure that they look good. I make sure that they're well dressed, well trimmed. You know, I take what they give me and I let them continue to grow. So it's a beautiful thing out here, man. Like I said, I'm not a professional gardener, but I do have a passion for this. I do love doing it. The dogs love being out here with me while I do it. So we're all one big happy family out here. Me, my plants, and my dogs. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure if you did, you leave a thumbs up, you leave a comment, share this video. Make sure somebody else sees it. That helps the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so whenever I drop a video, y'all are aware. All right. But yeah, I most definitely appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all tune in for the next one. We're gonna do a whole nother, probably next month. My birthday's next month, so I probably won't be as active out here. I'll be all over the place. So we'll probably do another update around August once I come back from everything after my birthday, and show y'all what we got going after that. All right. So I'm gonna harvest some of these veggies, show y'all what I got, and we'll see y'all next time. All right.